Ronald William Howard was born on March 1, 1954, in Duncan, Oklahoma, into a family where acting was both passion and profession. His parents, actor Rance Howard and actress Jean Spiegel, immersed him in a world of creativity, discipline, and uncertainty from the very start. By 18 months old, he appeared in Frontier Woman, unknowingly committing to a life tethered to the camera. The move to California in the late 1950s placed him at the heart of television's golden era, but it also meant that his childhood was filled with scripts, auditions, and responsibilities far beyond his years. The golden cage of fame. By the age of 6, Ron became Opie Taylor on The Andy Griffith Show, instantly recognized as the embodiment of childhood innocence. Behind the cameras, however, life was far from idyllic. He studied in a small room near Stage 40 while other children played outside, shielded by his father, who guided him through complex scripts and the challenges of performing honestly. This golden cage offered safety and opportunity, but at the cost of isolation. Ron's early years were defined by the paradox of being adored by millions while feeling confined and distant from the freedoms most children enjoyed. Behind the curtain of innocence. On set, the pressures of being America's child were subtle yet profound. His father worked tirelessly to ensure Ron's performances were authentic, warning him to avoid artificial charm. Even minor tasks carried intense responsibility, shaping Ron's artistic identity, but also planting seeds of anxiety. During The Music Man in 1962, 8-year-old Ron feared he couldn't master a dance sequence, whispering to Shirley Jones, "I can't do it, Shirley." Crew adjustments masked his mistakes from audiences, but the emotional strain lingered. Such experiences ingrained a performative confidence that often hid inner doubt, a coping mechanism that would follow him for decades. Teenage pressures and hidden sacrifices. The end of The Andy Griffith Show in 1968 left Ron at 14, technically a teenager, but emotionally older than his peers. He had grown up in a professional world, switching between on-set classrooms and tutoring sessions, lunching with stars instead of classmates. These arrangements reinforced a sense of responsibility and maturity beyond his years, but also a detachment from typical adolescent life. The public saw only success and charm, not the quiet pressures shaping him. Each role demanded precision, consistency, and emotional availability, leaving little room for personal exploration. Ron's adolescence became a balancing act between public expectation and private reality. The second act of youth. In 1974, Ron stepped into another iconic role as Richie Cunningham on Happy Days, age 19, yet portraying a teenager. While the show cemented him as America's dependable boy next door, it also amplified his sense of entrapment. The world outside wrestled with war, cultural shifts, and social upheaval, yet Richie remained insulated. Attempts to incorporate contemporary issues were rejected, deepening Ron's frustration. He felt invisible within his own identity, performing an idealized version of adolescence. This second prolonged youth drove him to seek a path that would allow him autonomy. Behind the camera, where he could control both narrative and pace. Breaking free behind the camera. Ron's opportunity came in 1977 with Roger Corman, offering him a chance to star in Eat My Dust and direct simultaneously. This marked the turning point from actor to filmmaker. Collaborating with his father on Grand Theft Auto, a chaotic low-budget comedy, Ron finally experienced creative control. The film, made for $62,000 and grossing $15 million, validated his decision to shift roles. Directing provided freedom, but it also introduced relentless responsibility. From that point, Ron immersed himself in every project, pursuing perfection with intensity. Each film became a test of stamina, skill, and resilience, shaping him into one of Hollywood's most respected directors. The weight of success. The 1980s saw Ron directing a series of successful films: Night Shift, Splash, Cocoon, Willow, and Parenthood. Each project elevated his reputation, but also increased the weight of expectation. Studios entrusted him with larger budgets and more prominent stars, amplifying the pressure to perform flawlessly. Despite accolades, the demand for precision left little room for personal reprieve. The drive that fueled his success also isolated him, mirroring the emotional solitude of his youth. While audiences admired his work, the behind-the-scenes reality was one of unrelenting dedication and sacrifice, a pattern that would shape his life and family relationships. Apollo 13 and the limits of endurance. By 1995, Apollo 13 presented one of the most demanding challenges of Ron's career. Determined to honor the astronauts' experiences, he oversaw 612 zero-gravity sequences aboard NASA's Vomit Comet, each lasting only 23 seconds, and recreated mission control with meticulous accuracy. Days stretched to 18-hour marathons, blending technical precision with artistic vision. While the film succeeded critically and commercially, the experience took a personal toll. For Ron, the project highlighted the fragility underlying decades of outward calm. The perfectionism and discipline that brought success also mirrored the pressures of his early life, forcing him to confront vulnerabilities he had long suppressed, personal struggles and family crisis. Recently, Ron revealed that his deepest challenges were not professional, but personal. A family crisis involving Clint shook him profoundly, evoking guilt and regret. Nights spent recalling childhood moments, tiny tutoring rooms, whispered conversations, shared joys and struggles, now carried painful weight. He confessed feeling responsible for not recognizing or alleviating Clint's struggles sooner. The realization that personal relationships can be overshadowed by professional ambition forced him to reevaluate priorities. Decades of composure and resilience had masked silent emotional battles, proving that even the most accomplished and admired figures can carry unseen wounds. A new focus on family. In response to this awakening, Ron has scaled back professional commitments, prioritizing home life over extended productions. Imagine Entertainment, the company he co-founded in 1985, now functions more independently, granting him space to focus on family. His days center on meals, conversations, and shared experiences rather than studio demands. This shift reflects a broader realization: achievements and accolades, no matter how significant, cannot replace meaningful connections. The lessons of his early years, once a source of pride and limitation, now inform a conscious effort to nurture relationships that might otherwise be lost to the pressures of a career in Hollywood. The power of telling his story. For decades, Ron narrated the world's stories, from A Beautiful Mind to Apollo 13, yet his own life remained partially silent. Now, speaking about personal struggles and emotional scars represents a form of liberation. Fans may have assumed he faced minimal challenges, but the truth highlights the complex human behind the success. His openness underscores the reality that vulnerability and achievement coexist, and that confronting past wounds is a lifelong process. By sharing his story, Ron provides insight into the costs of fame, the responsibilities of family, and the resilience required to maintain both public excellence and private integrity. Reflections at 71. At 71 years old, with decades of accomplishments and a $200 million legacy, Ron Howard reflects on the delicate balance of life and career. He recognizes that the greatest accomplishments are meaningful only when paired with personal presence and love. The journey from child actor to celebrated director was not without pain, sacrifice, and unspoken struggles. Yet it also offered profound lessons about control, creativity, and human connection. By stepping back, embracing vulnerability, and prioritizing family, Ron exemplifies the ongoing effort to align success with significance, reminding the world that even legends are shaped by unseen challenges. Conclusion. Lessons from a life lived fully. Ron Howard's life reveals the tension between fame and personal fulfillment. From his earliest days on set to his directorial triumphs, he navigated pressures that few could imagine. Only now, with decades behind him, does he speak openly about the emotional costs and the importance of family. His story illustrates that resilience, talent, and discipline are only part of the picture. Awareness, connection, and vulnerability complete it. In sharing his journey, Ron reminds us that the true measure of success lies not in accolades, but in the relationships we nurture and the courage to face our own truths.